Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. Northern Elders Leaders speaks into the directive that Tinubu has given Fubara, that gave Fubara and Wike to end disputes in River State, and they called it totally unnecessary. That President Tinubu is bringing ceasefire, and what he's saying is not holistic. Okay, so it's not looking at it in an holistic way to ensure that, both parties and both people are saying things rather very fairly and squarely, answering every aspect of things. He say what is happening now is totally, completely, not the right way to go about things. If you want to settle an issue, the way you have gone about it is totally not right. You see, this is Northern Elders and Leaders speaking because everybody is aware of what has been happening. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Rivers crisis. Shehu Sani, a Northern elder, react to the directive that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave Fubara and Wike to end dispute in Rivers State. He said this is not the right way to go about things. You must do it in such a way that will benefit everybody and not some people. Members of the People Democratic Party (PDP) and former Kaduna lawmaker who represented Kaduna Central at the National Assembly, Shehu Sani, has reacted after former President after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave some directives to the current governor of Rivers State and the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, to end their disputes. It is no longer news that President Tinubu had held a meeting with both Wike and Fubara at the presidential villa in Abuja on Monday. However, during the closed-door meeting, the president gave some directives to the Rivers State governor and FCT minister so that the disputes can be resolved. After the meeting, the documents showing the directives were shared online by Tulu and was confirmed by Bayo Oniga, the special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Information and Strategy. Peace, according to Bayo Oniga, he said peace has returned to Rivers State thanks to the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who showed he is a father of the nation, and irresistibly ensuring that there is peace in every nook and cranny of the country, a father indeed. But Shehu Sani says this is more partial than truth. You should have looked at things more holistically rather than one-sided. The way you went about this peace treaty favors Wike more than the other party. It's as though you have given directives on what should happen and is basically in favor of Wike. This is not how to settle a dispute. You should have ensured that both parties looked at things more rather than picking just one-sided. It is not fair the way things have been. I have studied it, looked at it, and I feel very strongly that it has not been done properly, thoroughly, decently, and in order. So this is what is happening right about now, my people, and you can see that every single person is beginning to, really look into what has happened, and everyone is wondering what the next line of action will be. We want truth to be manifested, and everybody wants, looking at the papers, we feel that things have not been done decently and in order. It feels like he just wants to please Wike at all costs for delivering River State. It just feels like he wants to please Wike at all costs, which is not the way to go. It's not the way to go at all. Every one of us needs to be very sure that indeed we must do everything humanly speaking possible to ensure that we rise up to the occasion and we do that which will help us become a better people. So what is happening right now shows to us that Nigeria, we know what the president is doing. What the president has done to Fubara, he would not accept when he was the governor. We knew how he and Obasanjo, they fought. They fought in no small way. And at the end of the day, he won the court case. But how can you do the same thing you don't want to be done to you? The same thing you don't want to be done to you. That same thing you're doing to other people. The same thing you don't want to be done to you. That same thing. It's not fair. It feels like Sim Fubara was ambushed. He went there and, people were already seated. Wike's guys were there. His own people were not there. And then it's not fair. You don't do that. You don't. You don't. And even the North is saying what has happened is totally, completely unnecessary and, should not be allowed. It should not be allowed at all. So, my lovely, wonderful people, every one of us needs to ensure that the right things are done. Every one of us needs to make sure that we do not allow the same thing. Every one of us needs to, bring truth to manifestation, to bring Nigeria into where it needs to be. What has happened to Sim Fubara is not right at all and should not be allowed to continue in any way, form, or kind. What has happened to Sim Fubara, the guy felt ambushed, totally, completely ambushed. Okay? The guy felt completely and totally ambushed. He felt completely and totally ambushed. And so we cannot allow this to go on at all. You know, Even the Joy Youth Council have started saying, what has happened to him is not right. The guy feels like he was ambushed. He feels like he was ambushed. It feels like he was in a state of dilemma. He had no choice. He had no choice completely. And in that split of second, to be able to think about things, rational things out properly and make that decision was a bit of a dicey one. you know. So it is the right time for Nigerians to begin to speak out and ensure that the right things are done. Every single one of us must do all that is needed and necessary to ensure that at the end of the day, we rise up to the occasion. Yes? Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Have a fantastic and a lovely day. From us, it's bye for now. Let's hear what you think. Even the North is speaking about what has happened to Sim Fubara. You see, bye for now.